Oh my gosh. Please tell me you saw Keegan O'Toole versus Levi Haines. If you didn't see it, I feel sorry for you. It was an amazing, amazing match with a totally incredible conclusion. One of the most electric scrambles in overtime that I've ever seen. And as soon as we heard, hey, Keegan O'Toole's going up to 174, Levi Haines has been, he's going up 2 weights. This match is going to happen. Everyone's been excited for it, and there's speculation, hey, are we going to see it? Both guys took the mat. Definitely, respected them for wrestling, and it's Keegan O'Toole, the winner. I'm going to give you a quick breakdown on how the match went down, and particularly the final scramble. Early on, it went about as you would expect. Both wrestlers kind of, feeling each other out. Not a lot of attacks, not a lot of offense. Both guys pretty respectful. Levi, of course, he loves to look for his high crotch, but it was his single leg was the first attack he was able to take, and Keegan was able to kind of stop the finish with his Chirella position, good scrambling. That got stalemated. They both traded escapes, kind of no problem. It was a little interesting where it looked like Levi maybe had a breakdown for a second there, but Keegan's so crafty in some of these positions. He was able to get the escape. 1-1. There was an attack towards the end of the third period, but then the last 30, 40 seconds, both were looking, and it had been pretty much Levi dictating and taking most of the offense, but never really getting close on a score. And then in sudden victory, it's the scramble. Hopefully you've seen it. If not, try to find it. It was a really exciting one. It was a shot from Levi, then a great re-attack single from Keegan O'Toole, and then a chaotic scramble ensues where Levi gets heavy and actually breaks the lock of Keegan off the single leg, and he starts circling around, and it looks like he's about to come around, and a couple other little exchanges, and then Levi nearly puts in both legs, but Keegan kind of has his left arm in the middle, kind of stopping him from getting both legs all the way in and behind the arms. So they continue to let it go. If you look at the match file from like the screenshot, it almost looks like Levi just has both legs in, but what you can't see in the video is that Keegan has that arm up. So Keegan just basically is able to kind of back out totally and finish with a backside double and finishes. Levi wanted the challenge. They ended up looking at it, and the call was confirmed, and Keegan O'Toole, the winner, 4-1 in sudden victory. And this is an amazing match, and it gets me more excited for the potential showdown in March where, right now they look like a likely NCAA Finals rematch. Like, I think we're going to see it, but Dean Hamady definitely looms there as well at 174 pounds. But an incredible, incredible display. And if you're a Penn State fan, and, I went on the record, I said, hey, after the freestyle win for Levi Haines, I said, yeah, Levi's my pick at 174. Does this change that pick? It does not. I'm not going to change my pick from Levi Haines to Keegan O'Toole. Obviously, this is a data point in favor of Keegan O'Toole. Both seem really close, and I would not be surprised at all if neither have a similar game plan for the second time around. It's a winnable match for Levi. It's clearly winnable for Keegan O'Toole, and I think it's all going to come down to tactics and execution in March. And I'm not counting out Levi Haines. I don't think it was a bad call. I thought they got the call right. I thought it was a pretty clear not a 2 for Levi at that point in time yet. But there were so many times as you see this exchange, it looks like it's almost imminent for Levi to score. And that little Merkle position slowed him down a little bit, and he couldn't quite get the takedown. But anyways, I'm rambling a little bit, but I'm a little almost delirious from watching. I was just screaming in my living room watching this match. It was amazing. Some other notable Penn State results. Obviously, they have been completely and totally dominant all weekend long. They shut out their first 2 opponents, and were shutting out Missouri until Keegan was able to beat Levi. But some key matches against Little Rock at 133, Braden Davis takes out Nasir Bailey, and it was sort of a peculiar match from Nasir Bailey. It was, 0-0 first period, and then Braden Davis goes down, gets away, and Braden's been 1 for stalling, and they go to the third period, and Nasir takes neutral, and then he doesn't score, so he loses 1-0. And I'm big. I'm not Mr. Auto bottom, take bottom, it's a free point. That's not how I feel. But in that scenario, I will admit I was surprised. 1, I've never viewed the bottom position as a huge liability for Nasir, and 2, I don't view Braden is, a prolific top wrestler. He's good, but for someone like Nasir, who, people coming into the year said this guy could win a national title, you think, that would be a position he'd be able to get that point, and then it'd be tied, and then, we'll see how it goes. And the neutral battle, it did favor Nasir. So if you get that escape, the edge is in your favor. I don't know if Nasir was counting on a stall call because Davis had previously been warned, but the stall warning didn't come. Braden is a very smart tactical wrestler, and he engaged plenty and didn't give the officials a reason to hit him for stalling in the third period. So Nasir Bailey falls, and that match was reminiscent to his loss to Lucas Bird, where in that match it felt like he was sort of dictating on neutral. Lucas gets away in the second. It's 1-0 going to the third. Nasir takes neutral and doesn't score and loses 1-0. So it's a trend going the wrong way for Nasir Bailey, but it seems like it's a super reversible one. But that being said, Braden Davis gets the job done, gets the win. It's Nasir's second loss on the year, and he's going to take a little more of a slide down the rankings after falling to Braden Davis. Now, in 197, this was another match that was definitely highlighted for Penn State fans and fans of 197-pounders, with Stephen Little taking on Josh Barr. And this match was pretty similar to the O'Toole-Levi Haines match, where it's 1-1 going into sudden victory, and there wasn't a lot really separating the two. Josh Barr got in on one single leg attack, but it was just kind of a counter re-attack on the edge. He didn't score. Little was never too close to scoring off his own attacks, and towards the end, it seemed like the pace was maybe starting to get to Stephen Little. If not his conditioning, he was just kind of opening Stephen Little up, and it's a single leg, and then Barr comes to the seatbelt and then drops back down to the single and finishes backside double for the takedown over Stephen Little. This was a 6 over a 5, so a very, very small upset, but for Penn State fans, Josh Barr fans, and people with a close eye on 197, Josh Barr continues to pass every test. He's still undefeated on the year, and he notches a win over Stephen Little to his resume. He's already majored Michael Beard. He beat his teammate Lucas Cochran and Connor Mirasola. So Josh Beard just doing an outstanding job at 197 for Penn State. And it was a great weekend for the Nittany Lions, no doubt. Apart from the loss to Keegan O'Toole, really not a blemish to show for the great Penn State Nittany Lion program. So an amazing weekend of wrestling. Make sure you're tuning in on Monday morning. We're going to be talking about it all on FloWrestling Radio Live. Thanks so much. Give me your thoughts. What are your biggest stories of the weekend? I want to hear from you.